for sticking with me. Okay, so our whole goal here is to change our verbiage. I'm not sure where I got cut off, but what I want to really just get through to you is that we've got to change our verbiage, because if we can change our verbiage and stop affirming what we don't desire, stop talking lack and limitation, begin talking as though the things you desire are coming to you quickly, under grace, in the perfect way. And that's so challenging. I know it is, because our conscious mind says BS, BS, not true, not true. And that's okay, because your conscious mind is going to look around and go, no, you don't have a new car. I just looked in the driveway. You do not have a new car. And your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between real and imagined, remember? So if you can look at your neighbor's new car and you say, that's okay. God bless him. He deserves it. What one has done, all may do. That includes me. My new car is coming. I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to trust. I'm willing to put forth the effort. I'm willing to save the money. I'm willing to clean up my credit score. I'm willing to do the things I've got to do in order for God to provide me with my new car, because I deserve it too. I deserve it as well. So we look at our neighbor, and instead of being angry that he's got a new car, we bless his new car and we affirm that ours is coming. Now, you cannot, well, I suppose you probably could sit on the couch and manifest it eventually, but that's going to be a long process. So why don't we take our necessary action steps to make it happen? And sometimes the necessary action steps are the things I just talked about. Cleaning up our credit, right? Making some changes. Hey, now, hang on here, guys. I got to let everybody know we're back here. Okay, if you guys could share, that'd be just way cool. I am so sorry I did that to everybody. We had a pretty good little audience going here too. So, and hopefully everybody will come back in. Anyway, so let's, so instead of, being frustrated and angry about what other people have, you've got to look and say, why don't I have those things? Why am I continuously getting the things I'm getting? And remember, if you missed my Periscope the other day, 2 days ago, go back and watch it. I talked about this in depth as far as the belief part of it. So the verbiage is, your word is your wand. That's where we got cut off, remember, a few minutes ago. So your word is your wand. So what you think about, you bring about. What you speak, you're speaking life, or you're not, right? You're speaking life, or you're speaking lack. You're speaking limitation. You're speaking abundance, or you're speaking lack, poverty. You cannot have both. And I don't mean just financially, okay? You cannot have both at the same time, meaning you cannot be speaking lack and limitation, poverty in love, poverty in finances, poverty in fortune, poverty in luck, poverty in good, healthy relationships, poverty in safety. You cannot speak lack and poverty and then wonder why that's what you get in life. If you're speaking that and then wondering why you're not getting abundance, it's easy. You cannot be speaking lack, limitation, fear, I don't have, worry, okay, all of those things, and then expect to receive some sort of abundance and blessings. How's that going to get through? Sorry, my camera keeps moving here. How can the blessings and the abundance get through if all you're speaking is what you don't have? If all you're speaking is lack and limitation. Okay, let's just make sure you guys can still hear me, right?
How can the
Okay, good. Frustrating when that happens. Okay, so we've got to pay attention to our words. Our words are definitely our wand, your magic wand, if you will. You don't have to have a fairy godmother. You just got to change your own beliefs, thoughts, and the words that are coming out of your mouth. So how do I know? How do I know what my beliefs are? I don't even know what my beliefs are. I don't know what my thoughts are about money. Well, that's easy. What are you speaking? What are you speaking? I can't afford it? Or, you know what? I'm not in a position to take advantage of that great offer today. I'm so broke I can't pay attention. Or, you know what? My finances are getting better and better every day. I'm taking lots of action steps to clean up my credit report and so on and so forth. I'm soon going to be in a position to take advantage of that great offer. Okay? Do you see the difference? Or money doesn't grow on trees. No, money doesn't grow on trees. However, money is nothing but energy, especially today's age. It's technology. It is electronic. So all we've got to do is think about, okay, electronically, money is coming to me. I'm doing my part. I'm offering wonderful service in a wonderful way. I give wonderful service for wonderful pay. Okay. I'm doing my part. So you cannot be a walking contradiction. A walking contradiction is, I want, I desire, I wish, but I'm broke and I can't make enough money and I don't have this and I don't have that and I don't even have love and everybody around me is getting married and I don't even have a good relationship. And then you wonder why no one wants to go out with you? You're negative. You're a contradiction. Right? You're a negative contradiction. You're repelling prosperity. You're repelling love. You're repelling good things. You're repelling those blessings. They can't get through. How are they going to get through if all you're doing is speaking? I don't have. Lack. It's his fault, her fault, their fault, not my fault. Okay? So as soon as you realize the universe and God are not out to get you, there's a rhyme and a reason to why the things are going on that are going on, and you have control over them. So if you're not sure what your predominant thought is, you're not sure what your predominant belief is, it's very easy to figure out when you monitor your words. As soon as you go, oh, yeah, I've been speaking lack. Yeah, I've been speaking limitation. Yeah, I've been talking about how broke I am. Yeah, I've been jealous of my neighbor's new house and I've been jealous of their new car and oh, wow, okay. I get it. So whatever's coming out of your mouth is going to be, the result will not be too difficult to figure out. You're going to be able to see the result. And then you, like I said, you can work that equation backwards and look at what is my predominant belief. And again, if you missed me the other day, I covered this in great detail. You can find it here on Periscope if you just go back 2 days ago. Okay, I covered the language of prosperity day 1, and then day 2 was continued. So please go take a look, watch it, share it. Maybe there's somebody in your life. Maybe this isn't you, and you're like, no, I'm all dialed in. I'm good. Okay, that's great. Perhaps there's somebody in your life that you've been harping to. You've been guiding them, and they're not listening. Sometimes it's the same message, but a different messenger, and then they have an aha moment. So perhaps you've been saying this to someone, they're not listening to you. Perhaps they'll hear it from someone else, and especially that is true of people that we're closest to. They'll never listen to us, right? You're like, but I've been telling you that for years. Oh, they won't listen. They'll hear me say it and go, oh my gosh, did you hear what Lisa Kidder said? That was so good. And you're like, I've been telling you this for years. What do you mean Lisa Kidder told you this? I told you this. I've told you this 100 times, right? Nay, my friends. Same message, different messenger. It will get through. So if there's someone who deserves to have this information, please share my scope. Please share my scope. I would sure appreciate it. Okay, so words, and they'll appreciate it too. They'll thank you. Okay, so words are things. Like, we don't realize that thoughts and words and beliefs create results. And the result is going to be whatever your predominant belief is, whatever your predominant thought is, and whatever you're speaking. Okay, and then we're gonna get to action in just a second. But it's not too difficult. If your result is a big lump of coal, it is not God's fault. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not God's fault. It's not your neighbor's fault. He got a new car and you didn't. You got a big old lump of coal. You know why? Let's look back. Doop. What's my predominant belief? What's my predominant thought? What is verbiage is coming out of my mouth? What kind of action am I taking? Here's my result. Is it any wonder? Okay, so don't be surprised. Hey, just a really quick, before we move on, we're going to talk about actions. Don't go away. We're going to talk about action just a second. I want to give a shout out. I have a sponsor for my show today, and my sponsor is GetPetGear.com. GetPetGear.com. And he's got some great stuff over there. You've got to go take a look at his website. If you go today, it's a Black Friday special. You put in the discount code. The word is Trump. Our president, President Trump. Okay, you don't put in President Trump. You just put in the word Trump. You're going to get a 15% discount today, as well as free shipping if you haven't seen this cool Trump squeaky toy, I love him. My dogs do not get him because I don't want him chewed up. The cat already chewed his hair. See all that? The cat already chewed my Trump doll hair. See how big he is? He's so cute. And they have him at getpetgear.com. Go under products and then go to the dog lovers corner or scroll down to the bottom of the page where they're most sold, I believe it is, product. And you're going to find this really cool Trump doll. He sits on my desk. I've got to find a place for him back here in my cool little prosperity corner. Okay? My little cool prosperity corner, because he is a prosperous man. Whether you like him or you don't, I don't know. You cannot, I like him personally, but you cannot dispute that Mr. Trump is a very prosperous man. So he's going to go back here in my prosperity corner as soon as I find a place for him. But my sponsor today is getpetgear.com. Hey, I'm going to tell you guys and girls something. I'm going to tell you something. I just happened to look over here. Check this out. You guys are going to like this. See this? Well, I know it says I voted early, but I want you to look at it's just a little notebook, right? Guess what's in it? I love this. How many of you have ever gone out looking for 4-leaf clovers? And then you sat out there in the field or you looked down the grass and there was clover and you said, I never find a 4-leaf clover. I just never am that lucky, right? I used to do the same thing. And then one day I said, you know what? I'm so lucky, I'm going to find a 4-leaf clover today. I am just always finding 4-leaf clovers. It's astonishing how that works. God loves to send me 4-leaf clovers. I am the luckiest person I know. I kept saying that and affirming that. I looked down. I keep this because it is full of 4-leaf clovers. Yes, it is. Because I used to always say I never find a 4-leaf clover because it's so unusual. Then I started affirming that I always find 4-leaf clovers. And these are all the way back from these are like 18 years or 20 years worth of 4-leaf clovers. When I first started doing that and affirming that I get 4-leaf clovers. And look, 4-leaf clovers, see those? How cool is it, right? So I would start affirming, we put it up. I find 4-leaf clovers. I am the luckiest person I know. It's astonishing. Instead of getting what I didn't want, which was never finding 4-leaf clovers, I started affirming how I always find 4-leaf clovers. And then guess what happened? One of the these things are so old, one of the little 4-leaf came off, but these are my 4-leaf clovers. I mean, it's so amazing, and I've got tons of them in this book here. So I keep them here just to remind myself that when I was paying attention to my beliefs, paying attention to my thoughts, paying attention to the words that were coming out of my mouth, I discovered I'm a very lucky person. And I started getting 4-leaf clovers left and right. So that works for everybody. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we're still talking about the language of prosperity. We're talking about how our thoughts plus our how our words plus our action will get our results. The other day, if you missed my Periscope, we talked about how our beliefs plus our thoughts, plus our words, plus our action gets us a result. Not happy with the result? Work the equation backward. If you missed my Periscope, take a look at it. So we talked about our verbiage today. I gave you some great examples, didn't I? Okay. So now let's talk about the action part of it. That's the part that's really where it all kicks in. Okay. So in other words, it's not enough for you to pray. Oh, please, please. Oh God. Would ya, could ya, would ya, please, right? It's not enough. You've got to say, okay, I am trusting this is part of the divine plan. I know that my abundance is coming. I know that my abundance in all of life, love, great physical health, great mental health and well-being, healthy relationships, safe transportation, whatever, all this good stuff. You drive into a parking lot instead of going, oh man, this place is packed. We're never going to find a place to park. You pull into the parking lot and you go, this place is packed. Thank goodness there's always a space for me. Where's my lucky spot? And you drive through with an expectation, and then right away somebody's backing out and they motion for you. And you're like, thanks. There we go, right? Parking space is available for me. Parking lot is full for everyone else. Why? Because they're all bitching about the fact there's no parking. You, my friend contraire, you pull in and you affirm and you expect a parking space. That's how it works, okay? You get what you expect, right? Okay, so, hi there. Hey, thanks for joining me. All right, so here's where we're at next. Action. You've got to take the action. So it's not enough to change your beliefs. It's not enough to change your thoughts. It's not enough to change the words that are coming out of your mouth. You also got to take the action. So let's go back to our example of our friend, or not even our friend, our neighbor who got the brand new car. Remember, instead of being annoyed and angry about the neighbor getting the new car, we blessed his car. We said, that's awesome. He was driving just a major hunk of junk. I am so glad that he got a new car. He deserves it. The guy works hard every single day, okay? So instead of being jealous of his new car, we're blessing and affirming that he is blessed and he's deserving of that new car. So then what we're going to do now is we've got to say, what did he do to get that new car? Okay, so I don't know, but I'm guessing he started to visualize the car he desired to have. Maybe he went and test drove some cars. Maybe he drove around and said, yeah, not this one. You know, I thought I was going to go with a Honda, but it ain't going to happen. I'm not liking the way this thing's driving. And he went and drove a Toyota. And he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm not feeling a Toyota either. You see what I mean? He started to prepare. Now, this may have been, I don't know your neighbor, so I'm not sure. I don't even know my neighbor that well, so I'm not sure when this new car idea came about. But I'm going to speculate that maybe a year ago. It could have been a whole flipping year ago that he started test driving cars and setting up the expectation that he was going to have a new car. And he said, you know what? I'm having a new car by Thanksgiving next year. And his wife looked at him and said, how are we going to get a new car? We can't afford a new car. And he said, honey, I'm going to go test drive some cars. We're going to start a plan in process that by next year, we're going to have a new car and we're going to have it in our driveway by Thanksgiving. And I don't want to hear no negative talk about it because I'm going to create it. It's going to happen. Okay. So his wife says, oh, all right. So perhaps this all started a year ago. It doesn't mean he woke up yesterday morning and went, or the day before and said, you know what, I'm going to have a new car by Thanksgiving, and the next day he got a new car. The action. So the belief was he started test driving. I'm going to use this example. Just stay with me because I think this analogy is a good one. Okay, so let's say the analogy is, we're going back to our prosperity equation, right? So let's say our analogy is that a year ago, this guy started thinking about that he'd like to have a new car. He went out, he started test driving. Remember, he test drove the Honda. Wasn't feeling it, didn't like the Honda. Test drove the Toyota. He didn't like the Toyota either. Then he went into the Ford dealership and he said, oh man, this is everything I've been wanting. So he selected the vehicle that he really desires to have. Now, he knows he's got horrible credit, right? Hey there, glad you're with me. He knows he's got bad credit. This is a year ago. He knows he cannot get that car today. He knows it's not in his budget. He doesn't have the money available. But guess what? Hi, from Italy. Hey, my friend just is coming back from Italy after 3 months tomorrow. She's in Rapola. Rapola? Anyway, I don't know, but she's over there. She loves it. She goes all the time. She's just coming back from 3 months. My grandfather is from Italy. Yes, he immigrated legally to the United States, friends. They came legally. Okay? All right, I digress. I'm off topic. Okay, so let's stay with our car analogy here. So the car analogy is this. There was a chain of events that occurred for your neighbor to pull up the day before Thanksgiving in the new car. It didn't just fall from the sky in his driveway, okay? That did not happen. So there was a conscious setup here. So the belief was, I don't know how, I'm going to do my part. I'm getting a new car a year from now by Thanksgiving. Okay, so then the thought would be what? If that's the belief, the thought is, yeah, I'm getting a new car. I will not be denied. I deserve a new car. The kids deserve to ride around a safer vehicle. I got to have something a little bit more economical, even though our gas prices are coming down. Thank you, Donald Trump. So anywho, let's just say, though, that this all occurred. So his thought is, I'm getting a brand new car. The words out of his mouth are what? Oh, I'm probably not going to help it. No, he didn't say that. Oh, I bet God's not going to get me a new car. He didn't say that. How could he say that and get the new car in a year's time? No, he didn't say that. The words out of his mouth was, honey, stop talking poverty and lack. I'm living in abundance. I'm trusting we're going to have a new car. I'm willing to take the action necessary to get that new car in our driveway by Thanksgiving next year. And then guess what he did? He took a second job. Whatever it takes. W-E-I-T. Whatever it takes, right, friends? How could he get the new car in the driveway, clean up his credit score, and have the down payment if he didn't change something? He couldn't keep schlep rocking to the same job knowing that he wasn't making enough money already today to afford a car. How could he go to the same job tomorrow and expect to be able to get the car? He wasn't in a position to get the car, okay? He couldn't take on a car payment, so he had to do something different. That would mean either A, get a new first job, B, take on the second job. In this analogy, that's what he did. C, launch a little side business from home, something that would bring in extra money for himself. Or D, right? He knew Uncle Joe was dying and he was in his will and he was going to inherit that money in a year's time. Probably not, okay? So the story here, friends, let's stay with the story. The story is the expectation was that by by Thanksgiving, he was going to have a new car. So he didn't talk about what he didn't have. He didn't go, I don't have a new car. No, he went, remember, he test drove all the cars. He selected a Ford. Man, he got that big glossy color photo from the dealership of that car. He could smell that leather interior. He could feel the surround sound. Heck, he was so excited about the drop down television, whatever's monitors in the back that the kids could play their games on and watch TV on while they have their road trips. He could see all of this and visualize it because he test drove the vehicle. So he was connected with it. Now he knew what it felt like to have that new car instead of the piece of crap that's out in his driveway right now. But he got involved with that vehicle. He test drove it. He said to his wife, you're coming with me. And she's like, we can't afford it. And he said, shush with the can't afford stuff. Okay, I don't want to hear none of that out of your mouth anymore. We will do whatever it takes. But by Thanksgiving next year, I'm having a new car. You can get on board with it or you don't have to. But I'm not listening to that negativity anymore. And she said, oh, wow, you're serious. All right. Well, what are we going to do? And he goes, we're going to the dealership. I've already been to a couple of them I didn't like. I've kind of been eyeing this Ford truck with the dual extended cab and all this other razzly-dazzly stuff or whatever, the Ford Navigator. I don't know, Lincoln Navigator. I don't know. He's looking at something in the Ford line Lincoln, okay? So his wife says, oh, all right, I'll come with. And he said, you can come with me, but I know I'm not buying it today, but I'd like you to come with me and take a picture of me in the vehicle. And his wife was like, why? And he goes, because if I could get a picture of myself sitting in it after I test drive it, then I know it's mine. Okay? I'm going to be connected to that vehicle because I already test drove it. It's Dilly's mom, Brendan's mom. Hi, I'm glad you're here. I already test drove it. Okay? I know I like it. And now I got to have a picture. So when I take that big glossy photo home from the dealership of the, the brochure, that's what it's called. The big glossy brochure from the car dealership. When I take that home, I also want to be able to print out that you're going to take a picture of me, babe. And I want to be able to put that up on my wall, the picture of me in the car, standing next to the car, take a couple photos, and the big glossy picture of the car from the dealership, then you know what? That's going to make it reality for me. Instead of this mystical car somewhere, that's my car. I picked it out. It's white. It's fantastic. I already drove it. It's mine, and I'm having it by Thanksgiving next year. And his wife goes, that's fantastic, babe. But how are we going to do that? And he says, I'm taking on a second job. That's the action. You see the verbiage. Now the action is whatever it takes, W-E-I-T. He was willing to do whatever it takes because he made the decision he's getting a brand new car. He already test drove it. He already got his photo taken with it. You see? So if we work this backwards, once again, really quick recap, the belief in this analogy and example I'm giving you, the belief is I'm getting a new car by Thanksgiving of next year. The second step to that is the thought is, how am I going to get the new car? By what new car? Number one, I got to think about, what car do I want? What car is really the car I desire to have? What do I have to do to make that happen? Okay, I'm going to think about that. Then he says, I'm going to go test drive some cars. So now, right, the thought is the verbiage, babe, let's go. We're going to go test drive some cars. Wife says, we can't afford it. He says, shut the heck up. We're not in a position to get it today. I got a plan. 1 year from now, just before Thanksgiving next year, we're going to have this brand new vehicle in the driveway. You're on board with it or you're not. I don't care. I'm doing it. And she says, our credit score, we don't have the money, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, shh, negative Nelly. Okay, enough of you. So this is going to happen, and you can either support me in this endeavor or not. Either way, I'm having this freaking new car, and it's going to happen a year from now. She says, okay, I'll come with. Right? Okay, I'm coming. He says, great, let's go. So now the action is they went to the dealership, remember? They test drove the vehicle. He's decided on a vehicle. That was one part of the action. The second step is, what does he have to do, action-wise, to make this a reality? The second step of the action is, remember, in our analogy, he took on a second job. He could have done all kinds of things. Maybe he sold something he had. Maybe he, you know what I mean, whatever. But in this analogy, our example is, he took the action. The action, hi there, hi New York. Okay, so the action, friends, is that he was willing to not just sit on the couch and gripe and complain about what he doesn't have. No, I don't have this. God's never good to me. No, he said, I got the belief. I've got the thought process in place. I'm monitoring my verbiage. I took the action. I selected the vehicle. I'm really connected to it because I got a picture of myself driving it, right? He's very involved with that emotionally. He test drove it. He stood next to it. He brought the picture home. He brought the brochure home. He's got it all up. This is his car. He's set the whole thing in motion. Now what did he do? Remember, the last step of that action is he had to do something to create the money so that he would be able to put down the down payment as well as to afford the monthly payment, if there's a monthly payment involved, right? So in this example, friends, he took a second job. That was the action. So he didn't just sit on the couch and gripe and complain about what he wasn't getting. Instead, he saw his neighbor got a new car. He said, that's awesome. God love him. He deserved that new car. I'm getting one too. And then he put into motion how that was going to occur. The result is that the day before Thanksgiving, who comes pulling in the driveway with this brand new, spanking new car? He's so excited. It's safer. It's better. It looks better. He feels so prosperous driving it. He feels so good. He's proud of himself. His wife is astonished. She can't believe it. The kids are riding in the back. Everybody's safer. They got their headsets on. Everybody's got places to plug in. The sound, the luxury. It's amazing. They love it. They can haul all kinds of things. Guess what he just said? Babe, I'm so excited about the new vehicle. And she goes, it's amazing. And he goes, that's right. Because a year from now, day before Thanksgiving, I'm buying us a fifth wheel to haul behind it. And she's like, what? How are we going to afford that? And he said, the same thing. Okay, right? See how that works? Have you been with me the whole time? If you're just joining us, please go back through and watch. I'm taking you through the process of how to gain in life, how to gain more in life, okay? How do you get more? You have to start at the beginning and go from your beliefs all the way through to your thoughts, all the way through to your words, to your action, to get a different result. You want a different result, you got to do things differently, friends. Okay? These are the types of things I assist my coaching clients with. And as I leave you today, I'm going to encourage you, go to my website, Lisa Kitter, K-I-T-T-E-R, same as my name, lisakitter.com. Yes, I am Brendan Dilley's mother. So if you follow Brendan Hub Life, I'm his mom. So for 18 years full-time, I've coached people. These are the types of things one of the types of things that I assist people with is getting through the roadblocks, most of which are self-created, okay? Because it all starts up here. So if I can assist you, please reach out to me. Go to my website, lisakitter.com. Hey, I've got 3 spaces open for some personal coaching and mentoring for personal and business. It's all done by phone and or Skype or Zoom if we want to look at each other, but most of the time it's just by phone. Reach out to me if I can assist you. I've got 3 spaces open between now going into the new year. If you're ready, just ready to let go of all this crap, okay? If you're frustrated enough to make some changes and you're really ready to go to the next level in life, to recreate yourself, to reinvent, okay? To get different results, you got to do things differently. Reach out to me. I'd love to assist you. Okay? I'll be back. What's tomorrow? What are we on? Friday? Is today Friday? Oh, yeah. We're going to happy hour. It's day after Thanksgiving. That's right. That's why I'm dressed this way. We're going to happy hour. Yep. Okay. So I may do a Periscope on Saturday. If not, I'll see you kids back here on Monday. And that will be Monday at 2 Mountain Time, 1 o'clock Pacific, which would then be, 4 p.m. Eastern. Okay, look forward to seeing you. Thanks for being here. Reach out to me if I can assist you guys. See you later. Bye.